Hello, good afternoon and welcome to Teleislas News, the most important news of the day. In the sector of San Luis, exactly in the Genie Bay area, the capture of 2 criminals was achieved through a raid. One of them related to the murder occurred on January 15 in the surrounding area of Westview.
Good evening, Lisa and televidents. We are here by the police department where the Colonel Maria Elena Gomez Mendez informed about 2 new captures in the last hours. Here is the facts.
El día de hoy estamos presentando la captura.
Today we are presenting the capture of 2 delinquents, one of them specifically Mr. Treby Gordon Duffis, 18 years old, who committed the murder of Mr. Abraham McNish Steele. I think the community remembers how on January 15 of this present year, on a Friday night around 8 p.m. in the Westview sector, unfortunately this person was killed.
The colonel also explained that the second capture was in San Luis, exactly by Genie Bay.
Se captura otra persona.
Another person is captured who corresponds to the name of Godwin Jackson Brand, also 18 years of age, who is captured in flagrancia with a firearm and was even going to attempt against the units that entered the residence to carry out the search.
And okay, Lisa, for last, the colonel gave an advice for those people who have home jail in Morris Landing, La Zona, and El Cliff. That's all the information for now. For Teleislas News, Gisela Livingston. Good afternoon.
And the days of accountability report of the government's portfolio managers before the Duma begins today.
Hello, Lisa and all the TV viewers. I say hello from the Assembly for Department because right now all the secretaries of the government are making their accountability. They start with the Secretary of Finance, the Mr. Jairo Rodriguez, who is telling us what they spent in the last year, what they spent specifically in 2020, what all the office from the government spent, and what was the objective they all get with all the money where they spend all the resources from the departmental government. Right now they are still making the accountability. The Secretary of Finance is still proposing, and we're going to continue monitoring this news, and in our central emission we will have a most big information about this event. This is all the information from the General Assembly. Continue, Lisa, in the studio.
And the registration process for the training school of the National Navy is now open, as well as the process of scholarship in the Navy. Luis Alejandro Rojas invites the community to make a profit of this opportunity.
The idea at this time is to address all the young people of the archipelago in order to inform you that the processes of the training school of the National Navy are open since Thursday of last week. Likewise, it is important to emphasize that the scholarship process offered by the American Embassy with the National Navy of Colombia is also open.
Interested young people may enter the platform www.astemarino.armada.mil.co, follow the step and start the registration process. For more information, you can go to the CECIP office located on the San Luis Road route.
And to support efforts to address the emergency caused by Hurricane Iota after dispatches through the archipelago, Colombia received a donation for the islands.
The Colombian government received a donation of $500,000 from China to support the reconstruction of San Andres, Providence, and Queclina. Chancellor Claudia Blum gave thanks for the donation by highlighting that Asian countries are a strategic partner and friend of Colombia.
It is a great honor for me to express on behalf of the government and people of Colombia our deepest thanks to the government of the People's Republic of China for the generosity of joining efforts to address the humanitarian situation caused by Hurricane Iota in the archipelago of San Andres, Old Providence, and Santa Catalina. This meaningful donation of $500,000 that we are honored to receive today is an additional token of solidarity with Colombians in these difficult times.
The Unit for Risk and Disaster Management provides a balance of the efforts of the entities of the National Committee of Donation for Reconstruction as Cancillería, APC Colombia, Social Prosperity, Ministry of Health, for a total of 6,083 million pesos in cash, of which more than 6,000 million pesos come from international donors of the Brazilian government, South Korea, Korea, Andorra, China, and international cooperation organizations such as the Latin American Development Bank, the United States Agency for Development, USAID, the Central American Bank for Economic Integration, and the Inter-American Development Bank. According to the report, 1,098 million pesos are the resources that have been currently implemented in the First Lady Hot Food Program, the comprehensive humanitarian logistic operation, and the maritime transport between Cartagena and Old Providence from the Housing Repair Martilias Bank. Currently, several people from the community on the island of Old Providence report delays in the reconstruction process, as well as delays in the delivery of temporary items for protecting their homes.
And just after a short commercial break, we will continue with more of Teleislas news.
En esta época todo cambió. A todos nos han pedido un esfuerzo, él y nosotros informar.
Porque tú necesitas ver y saber lo que sucede. Y para ello, somos fieles testigos de cada noticia.
Nosotros los periodistas tenemos el compromiso social de llevarte la información hasta el hogar.
Enfrentamos y afrontamos los cambios políticos, sociales, culturales y económicos todos los días.
Hemos logrado estar al lado de los que están pasando necesidades. Estamos en las protestas. Transmitimos información de los gobiernos.
Pedimos respuestas a nombre de la sociedad.
Y seguiremos haciéndolo con responsabilidad.
Esto y más aquí en Teleislas News.
En esta época todo cambió. A todos nos han pedido un esfuerzo, él y nosotros informar.
Porque tú necesitas ver y saber lo que sucede. Y para ello, somos fieles testigos de cada noticia.
Nosotros los periodistas tenemos el compromiso social de llevarte la información hasta el hogar.
Enfrentamos y afrontamos los cambios políticos, sociales, culturales y económicos todos los días.
Hemos logrado estar al lado de los que están pasando necesidades. Estamos en las protestas. Transmitimos información de los gobiernos.
Pedimos respuestas a nombre de la sociedad.
Y seguiremos haciéndolo con responsabilidad.
Esto y más aquí en Teleislas News.
En esta época todo cambió. A todos nos han pedido un esfuerzo, él y nosotros informar.
Porque tú necesitas ver y saber lo que sucede. Y para ello, somos fieles testigos de cada noticia.
Nosotros los periodistas tenemos el compromiso social de llevarte la información hasta el hogar.
Enfrentamos y afrontamos los cambios políticos, sociales, culturales y económicos todos los días.
Hemos logrado estar al lado de los que están pasando necesidades. Estamos en las protestas. Transmitimos información de los gobiernos.
Pedimos respuestas a nombre de la sociedad.
Y seguiremos haciéndolo con responsabilidad.
Esto y más aquí en Teleislas News.
En esta época todo cambió. A todos nos han pedido un esfuerzo, él y nosotros informar.
Porque tú necesitas ver y saber lo que sucede. Y para ello, somos fieles testigos de cada noticia.
Nosotros los periodistas tenemos el compromiso social de llevarte la información hasta el hogar.
Enfrentamos y afrontamos los cambios políticos, sociales, culturales y económicos todos los días.
Hemos logrado estar al lado de los que están pasando necesidades. Estamos en las protestas. Transmitimos información de los gobiernos.
Pedimos respuestas a nombre de la sociedad.
Y seguiremos haciéndolo con responsabilidad.
Esto y más aquí en Teleislas News.
En esta época todo cambió. A todos nos han pedido un esfuerzo, él y nosotros informar.
Porque tú necesitas.
And in other news, through a press release, the administration made an announcement about the biosecurity measures that are modified in the island department.
Hello Lisa, good afternoon. Well, I want to tell you that through the resolution 2223 of 2021, the departmental government made to know some modification to the BioSafe protocols measures to avoid the contamination of the COVID-19 virus. About the measures that will not yet be applied anymore, there are the temperature check. Also, we have discontamination floor mat, list of information that user has to fill out before entering an establishment, washing vehicles' tires. We talked to some citizens in the north end of the island to know their opinion, their perception about this resolution, and this is what they said.
I think it's normal in the measurement where they're going to implement the vaccine to the people. They got less possibility for contagious, for people get contagious. So they are going to take up some of the measurement where they had. I think it's normal.
I think it's maybe not so important as to have the carpet on the floor, because you go by the established the place them in commerce, and the tapete is there, but there is no liquid on the tapete, or it's dry, so it do the same if it's there or not, because it's not doing nothing. And maybe with the temperature, I don't see nothing that it was doing any at all.
And as we see, the opinions are divided, but there are also some effective and mandatory measures that will still apply in the department. There is the hand washing, the social distancing, the use of masks, and adequate ventilation in closed places. This is all information, Lisa, but continues to the most information of the day.
Thank you, Silveta. Now let's go to no other facts that are making news in our brief news section for today.
The National Police held a community meeting in the San Luis sector to listen to the requirements of the community and develop strategies that would allow them an articulated work to strengthen the security of the island. During the meeting, topics such as security fronts and the implementation of new police code and coexistence were discussed, with the aim of emphasizing those behaviors that do not allow healthy coexistence, such as fights, excessive noise, consumption of alcoholic beverages or drugs in the streets and parks, among others. Coralina celebrated World Water Day with several activities, among them an outing to the Cove Basin with the families linked to the Incentives for the Conservation of Marine and Coastal Ecosystems program, with the objective of making the community aware of the importance of the water resource for the inhabitants of the archipelago. In addition, during the tour, a symbolic planting was made to highlight the benefits of the ecosystem. The National Army Recruitment Command invites all citizens between 18 and 49 years of age to define their military status on the island of San Andres. The session started on March 21st through 28th at the Cultural House on the Hill from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Citizens who are in remission, who require a provisional card, definitive or duplicate military passport, will have access to this event. People with disabilities will be able to obtain this benefit free of charge.
Now we continue with the weather forecast for today. The weather forecast for today, 24th of March, in the coastal area of the archipelago, the sky is sunny. Temperature is 31 degrees Celsius with winds from the northeast direction with intensities of 19 km/h. Humidity forecast is 69% and with no precipitation.